Yesterday, I started my sourcing off a little different than I normally do, and I started off at the Goodwill bins. I went in there right when they opened at 7:30 with the mad rush of about 20 other people and found absolutely nothing worth reselling to me. I went through probably about 5 or 6 clothes bins, which, man, were full of aggressive people just tearing through all that clothing. It was insane. And looking through all the hard goods, it was just a bunch of broken stuff. It was insane. It was just not quality merchandise at all. So I spent about 25 minutes there. We're in Oklahoma City, and I'm guessing because of the population density, there's just not enough stuff to really have a really full assortment at Goodwill bins like you may see in some other channels when people are shopping there. These bins are not the same. I can promise you that, just by seeing these and seeing the stuff in the videos, other videos, not the same. So I abandoned that after about 25 minutes and got on the road and just kind of built myself a route of thrift stores and spent a few hours, not more than about 4.5 hours in total. And I hit 4 Goodwills and 3 independent thrift stores. And I say independent, there's a group of 4 thrift stores that are owned by the same owner in different parts of Oklahoma City, but they're not, it's not a Goodwill, it's not a charity type thrift store. It's for profit. So, all right. But I had a killer, what I think is a killer day thrifting, and wanted to show my thrift haul. I've never done a haul video ever, but I thought it might be fun. I was getting so excited yesterday as I was finding all this stuff. I was texting my wife. I was like, holy cow, it's paying off today. So I ended up finding, I've got some cheat sheets here. I spent $97 in total, and the value is $516 in sales value. That's provided I sell everything at list price. There's no offers, there's no discounts, there's no anything like that. That is taken into account promoted listings as well. But that's on the back end. Promoted doesn't come off the sale price. But so about $516 in value. I think that's pretty decent. Let me know what you think. Whenever I kind of did a rough estimation on fees, 2% promo fee, shipping, all that stuff that I would spend on the back end once everything's sold, and it left me with about a 45 to 50% profit margin. So yeah, well, let's take a look at everything. I like shopping for pots and pans, so there's a handful of pots and pans here. But the first thing we're going to take a look at, this was a really good find. This was the first thrift store of the day. Was this? No, it wasn't the first. It was maybe the third. But it's a Revereware. It's a 6-quart stock pot. This is a vintage piece. The bottom looked really bad, but it wasn't that bad. So they priced it down, actually. It was $289 plus tax, so it ended up costing me $3.18 for that piece. Cleaned it up, and estimated sale price is $29.89 plus shipping on that one. And I don't doubt that. Stock pots sell really well. Oh, and I looked at the sell-through rate on everything. Sell-through rate on this size and style is 58% on that. So, 58%, it could take you up to 5 or 6 months to sell it. I've never sat on a stock pot for more than about 30 days. So I don't expect that I will. And then here's another, this is a Revereware stock pot. This is a pre-1968. It's probably hard to tell, but it's got the double rings on the bottom there. Picked this up at a thrift store I'd never been to before. Walked in, they had this it was listed at $6.98. This is the independent group I was talking about. They actually sell discount cards. So for $5, you get a card that lasts 12 months, and every time you buy something, you get 15% off. So it pays for itself in about, about 40 bucks, a little bit less, but yeah. So my net cost on this with tax was $653, and I think this is going to sell for $19.89. I thought I saw some higher comps on this when I was looking at it, but still, $683 and a $19.89, I'll take it. I expect it'll sell pretty fast. This is a 5-quart. The way I found out, because pre-1968 pieces are not stamped, I filled up a measuring cup and poured 5 quarts of water in it. All right, and then this is same place I picked up the big 6-quart stock pot. I picked up, this is new to me. This is a Duncan Hines. People are like, what is Duncan Hines? It's the cake. The cake mixes that people buy or used to buy, or so they'd buy Duncan Hines cake mixes and different stuff. But this is a really nice skillet saucepan right here. So I picked that up, and then further down on the shelf in different places, they had this all scattered out. There was this little saucepan. It's really cool. They all say Duncan Hines stainless steel cookware, 3-ply, 18/8 stainless steel. So from Wisconsin. So this is a 1.5 quart, and this is a 2.5 quart saucepan. Found those in different places. So the sell-through rate was a little bit wacky on these, depending on the way it was sold. It's not near as popular as a Revere ware or, you know, other stuff like that. But I did find, so it looked like it had about a 35% sell-through rate, and I decided to bundle everything up. I'm going to sell it as a bundle versus a piece at a time. I think I'm going to have better luck that way. I saw a lot of other bundles selling versus just individual pieces. So with tax, I've got $11.74 into all 3 pieces, and I'm going to sell them for $49.89 plus shipping. So going to get a pretty good return on those. They were in really good shape right off the shelf. All I did is a little bit of Barkeeper's Friend, and I mean just a little bit, just to kind of make them shine a little bit, and then soap and water. That was it. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm not editing this video, so you're gonna see all the stuff about me moving around here as we go through this stuff. The next is a Rubbermaid measuring cup, or sorry, Tupperware. This is an old Tupperware measuring cup. It's a 2-quart or 8-cup. These sell really well. So picked that one up, all in for $1.85, and I expect $12.89 plus shipping on that one. It is misshapen a little bit for people who are just using it as, you know, with the pour spout and don't intend to ever go find a separate lid, because these came with lids. If they don't intend to find lids for them, that'll be fine. But yeah, cool piece. All right. Next is, I got this at that new thrift store. So this is a Dansk. I got to figure out how to finish getting that off. I use a little bit of Gougon and my vinegar water mixture. I couldn't get that off, so got to figure out. They wrote with permanent marker on the enamel. That's awesome. But it's a Dansk enameled cast iron casserole dish. It's got some chips around the edge of it. That happens with these pieces. There's none listed. There's 2 sold in the last 90 days, and the last one that sold was in worse condition than this. Sold for 50 bucks. I'm into it for $6.53 with tax and everything, and I'm going to sell it at $49.89 plus shipping. That's a good brand. This is only the second piece of Dansk I've ever found, and there's nice stuff. All right. Next, we're going to look at, picked up this golf bag. This is a kids or youth. It's a Ping. It's a Moxie is what they call the style. It's a Moxie Ping stand bag. Picked this up for $6.98 plus tax. I got the discount on that one. So I'm into it for $6.53 as well. Into it for $6.53. Whoop. There are none listed, 7 sold. 700% sell-through rate. And they're selling for $50. So I'm going to put it at $49.89 plus shipping. So 2 items I paid $6.53 for. They're going to sell for $50. This is the kind of stuff when I talked about in my video on earlier in the week when I said I need to find higher value merchandise, lower my acquisition costs. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about right here. All right, next item is this. This is an interesting one. As soon as I saw it on the floor, I knew if it wasn't too much, I was going to buy it. It's an old megaphone. It's like a Cheer megaphone. It doesn't have a team name on it, which I think is actually going to help because there's probably a lot of, Lions, Cougars, Bobcats, all those Jaguars, all those types of teams out there that had paw prints and as a part of their logo and maybe had red in their colors. It's probably a good handful of those out there. Somebody did have their name on here written in pencil. I saw a lot of them that had sold that actually had their name written on them in Sharpie and printed on there. This is a really cool piece. I think this is about 26, 28 inches in total. I'm into the megaphone for $3.38, and I'm going to list it for $59.89 plus shipping. They sell at a variety of prices all over the place. Some have sold for $150, some have sold for $30, but the ones that were selling for less were the ones that were very personalized, which makes sense to me because you got to find somebody who wants that name, those colors, that team, whatever that is. I think whenever you get a vintage piece like that, that's a little bit more kind of, I'll call it neutral, you have a better chance of selling it kind of that median to higher price. All right. I've got this really cool. So this is a 4th edition Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar. This is from Disney. This is from like 2008, something like that. It's the 4th edition. Really cool tiki mug. It looked like a cool piece. I didn't know that it was Disney or anything like that. Whenever I saw it on the shelf, I just was walking by, not intending to look at glass. I saw it. I was like, that looks cool. What is that? And I picked it up and I was like, yeah, I'll comp it. And so that one, by the way, those megaphones have about a 61% sell-through rate on them. This tiki mug, 48% sell-through rate on these. I picked it up. I'm all in for $4.39, and I'm going to sell it for $24.89 plus shipping. Brand new ones of this one right here with the sticker intact are selling for about $50. They have sold comps for $50 that are recent. It's just like, holy cow. But people really like those. A lot of people collect Disney stuff and like that tiki, type style. So yeah, really surprised me. I picked up a coffee mug, which I've been kind of perusing coffee mugs. I've been watching Pish Posh reselling. I think it's Pish Posh reselling, and she's done some videos on coffee mugs. And I remember watching Gary Vee videos on YouTube talking about mug life at yard sales. And so I look through them to see if there's anything of value. And sometimes they look valuable, but the sell-through rate is just atrocious. And this might be one, I don't know. So this is a Bloomberg coffee mug. Doesn't look very fancy. I'm all into it for $1.20. I'm going to list it for $15.89 plus shipping. The sell-through rate on Bloomberg coffee mugs is 14%, but almost all of them are the same coffee mug. They have a financial chart on them and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, maybe you like Bloomberg or you want, and you want something different than that one chart, then this might be what you go to. So there's only about 20, there's about 14 listed and a few sold. So I'm going to try that one out and see what happens. I might end up regretting it, but I don't think so. Let me see. I left over here. Let me grab it real quick. I'm not a big, hey, this is a BOLO item, but say anything that's got some of those items that had, 200, 700% sell-through rates, that golf bag, this time of year, especially when it's getting to be springtime, people are looking for that stuff. So that could be a BOLO. But this item, I saw this and sitting in a little basket on top of clothing at a thrift store. And it's like, kids like Polar Express. I wonder if any kids lost their Polar Express hat. And sure enough, so I'm all into that for $1.85. It's going to be $12.89 plus shipping. They have a 220% sell-through rate. Not promoting that. So 220% sell-through rate on those hats. And that's the kids' hat. The adult size hats of that sell as well. And I noticed a keyword on a lot of descriptions was cosplay. So just something to look out for. All right. Then another piece of, I guess you could call this cookware or kitchenware. This is an Aladdin Temper Serve. This is something that you put your casserole dish in when you have it full, you got something in there, and you put that on there, and it's injection molded, and it has the spray foam installation inside, like ice chests or ice coolers. So it's got, you can even see it, like there's a hole here where they put it in. There's just a little dab of it there. And there's a spot in the lid where you can see it on the edge. But this will keep stuff hot whenever you're transporting it. I'd never seen one before. Thought I'd comp it. And I ended up, I did pay up a little bit for it. I paid $8.46, which probably sounds a little crazy, but comps have it at $29.89 plus shipping. And that's got at a 40% sell-through rate. So that's not the best, but I'm not gonna be mad at that. And the good thing is too, whenever you go to ship this thing is, you can throw it off a building and it'd be fine. So it's gonna be super easy to ship. So we'll get that one out the door as well. What item am I missing? There. Okay. Now I'm just double checking. Those are all the hard goods items. Now we're going to get into some clothing. I talked about on Wednesday, kind of branching back out. I said jeans. I didn't buy any jeans. I bought a bunch of shirts. I went through the jeans. I couldn't find anything worth it. The Goodwills here have jeans all marked at anywhere between $9.29 and $9.79. And on the independent thrift stores, they're like $8.50. And most of the brands, whenever I'm comping them, they're like $25, maybe. And that market's so saturated, you're going to have to promote at a decent rate. It just didn't make sense to pick up any of the jeans that I saw. I went through them, but didn't find anything. I found some shirts, though, that I think are going to do really well. I think. I comped everything. I looked at sell-through rates and everything, and I've got my notes here. I've got sell-through rates written down. So let's look at the first one. So we've got, these are, O'Neill's it's a lifestyle. You can find it at different stores in the mall, but it's a lifestyle brand, surfing, skateboarding, that kind of stuff. But I found 3 of these right next to each other. This is the Super Fleece. There's a tag on here. I guess it's on the actual thing where it says super fleece right down there in the tag. But so these are all super fleece. They're all the same size. They're all size large. And when I looked at them, they have a 90% sell-through rate on this style of shirt. Super fleece, long sleeve, button-down shirts. So what I decided to do, rather than try to sell them one at a time, is just to bundle them up. So I'm into the bundle of 3 shirts for $19.58. I'm going to list them for $49.89 plus shipping. They're selling for about $22 to $25 a shirt right now. So it's $66 to $75. And if I come in at $50 for all 3 shirts in a bundle, I think that'll encourage somebody who likes that style, that size, and that feel to jump in and buy all 3 shirts. Let's see. Got this really nice Duluth trading company. Duluth is a good brand. They make quality products. Not all Duluth is worth buying. But this is what they call a soft flannel. It's a button down, long sleeve. This is a medium slim fit. So I'm into this one. Oh, that's right. I didn't have it on here. I included it in the numbers. I don't have it on here. I'm into this one for about $6. A little less than $6. Because I got the 15% discount and then take away my tax. So I'm into it for about $5.75. This is going to sell. I saw sold comps for this same style of shirt, different color, but same style, for $29.89 or $30. They were $29.99, but mine will be $29.89 plus shipping. So it's going to be $5.75 into $30. And those had about a 50% sell-through rate. Next up, this was, and I was so happy when I saw this because I knew I had some money. So Wrangler FR20X Pearl Snap. There's FR shirts that Wrangler makes that aren't Pearl Snap, but this is a more fashion. You get the FR, you got everything, all the signage everywhere. The inside of the shirts, you've got all your safety information on there. But this thing is in awesome condition. I mean, just awesome. So it's extra large, tall. It's an XLT. I picked that one up. That one I'm into it for $7.47, listing it for $39.89 plus shipping. Has a 320% sell-through rate. Not promoting that. 300% sell-through rate. I have another fire-rated shirt right over here that I picked up a couple weeks ago. The clothing I'm going to start listing next week. I'm actually building myself a new clothing board that's going to be right here where the camera is. I'm going to lean it up on my packing table so I can fold it down, take it away. But that way I can get some nice lighting, have a better way to take pictures of clothing. But anything you see with FR on it, unless it's demolished, I would take a hard look at it and comp it out. Stuff is always in demand. All right. I think this is going to be the last item. Just double check here, make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss anything. So this was my last stop of the day. I picked up a couple personal things as well, but this is a Turnberry, I don't know. 100% merino wool made in Australia. It's got a nice argyle pattern. It's got the leather buttons on there. It is, I laid this down on a counter that was empty in the Goodwill, and I flipped it over everything to make sure there was no moth holes anywhere, no imperfections. I couldn't find a single imperfection anywhere, but I also couldn't find a single comp for it anywhere as well. So I found comps for that brand of different things, but I couldn't find anything like that. But it is such a nice, unique piece. I have no doubt that somebody's going to scoop it up. I believe it's going to sell, but I have no evidence to back it up. So you gotta love resellers. I think it's going to happen. So I'm into it for $7.47 with tax, and I'm going to price it at $39.89. That's my off the top of my head. I'm going to do just a little bit more research and see if there's any more value there that I'm missing. But if I could price it at $49, I will. But off the top of my head, I think for $39.89, it's going to be sold pretty fast. It's a really, really nice piece. That's it for this my very first haul video. I've been thinking about doing a consistent Friday long form video, and what I'm going to turn that into is it'll either be like thrifting, a haul, or garage selling. So it'll be one of those things. So it'll be shopping related, as opposed to, but still talking about the numbers related to the shopping, but not just here's what I sold, here are my numbers and that kind of stuff. So a little more of how I'm actually sourcing and what I'm sourcing before it ever hits the store for sale. So I really appreciate you stopping in. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below. Until next time, have a great day.